The transgender community in the United States is reeling as Republican lawmakers and prominent conservative figures try to curtail their rights. A record number of bills relating to health care, access to bathrooms, even drag performances have already been tabled this year in state legislatures. Magda Gabriselassie is in Washington with the details and more on what has the community really been saying and concerned about at this time, watching what Republican lawmakers are doing.
Well, Heather, what's been happening is a number of Republican-led states have been either passing or proposing new restrictive laws. So laws covering everything from sports to education to health care access. So you're seeing bills that are being proposed or passed that would require teachers to out students to their parents, bills that would prevent doctors from giving hormone therapy to trans youth, legislation that would prevent trans youth from being on sports teams that align with their gender identity. So these restrictive laws, either that have been passed or proposed, are showing up in Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona. And take Texas, for example, Tennessee rather. Take Tennessee last week. Its governor signed a law banning drag shows on public property. Also, gender-affirming health care for trans youth is prohibited there now, and that will take effect in a few months. So this was also a dominant theme at last week's Conservative Political Action Conference. Take a listen.
Transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level.
I ended up putting a sign outside my office door that said there's only two genders, male and female. Trust the science.
So LGBTQ activists are saying what is happening is a full-on attack on the rights of people in the community. Many are worrying that this is just the beginning, and they fear and warn that this will put more lives at risk. Take a listen to this talk radio show host and activist.
Now, with this law, are you going to see more people feeling like, well, I have to take, the responsible thing here to enforce the law? Vigilantes, are they going to be threatening people who are drag performers or transgender people and say, well, the law empowers me to do that? We're going to see more violence play out. I think that's the real fear people have.
So a lot of discussion, Magda, but also a strong backlash to the laws and to the proposed legislation. What form is that taking?
Yeah, well, you are seeing people organize and really protest and try to push back on all of this. Take Iowa, for example. There are a number of proposed bills there. One that would call for no gender identity talk in schools. Another calling for gender-affirming health care for youth to be banned. And so there, last week, hundreds of students walked out of class. And yesterday, you had many more people that were protesting at the Capitol. Take a listen.
Everyone should have the ability to feel safe in school, and they should have the right to self-expression. Conservatives and a lot of other people believe in strong traditional values and strong American ideals, and the ideal of basic human rights and having the ability to express yourself and have self and bodily autonomy is an American ideal.
And so what you have here is politicians that are pushing for these bills, arguing they are protecting children, but people in the community, allies, are saying, in fact, they're doing the complete opposite, Heather.
Magda, thank you so much. Magda Gabriselassie live in Washington this morning.